Hello everyone, welcome to the show. This is not an episode of Josh's Car Corner per se, but there is an update. For those who watch Josh's Car Corner, you might have seen on my last episode that I was saying I was interviewing for a job with Hot Rod Magazine to work on one of their shows, the Hot Rod Garage Show. And I had put together an interview video and I had asked people to comment on it and just support the video to hopefully get an interview with them. Well, I found out that they're doing casting calls for people already and they haven't called me. So it doesn't look like they're going to reach out to me for the job. So it's a bit disappointing, but it was a long shot to begin with. But if you did go on the page and comment my video and say something nice about me, I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Josh's Car Corner is going to go on regardless. So we're going to keep doing the show and keep doing episodes. But I just want to let people know that that didn't pan out. But hey, life goes on. So what you're about to see now is the footage I had said I was going to do of a road trip that my buddy Joe and I went on back on the 4th of July weekend. We went through Michigan and the Upper Peninsula in our cars. A 3-day weekend, just a getaway adventure, two guys having a good time. Road trip with your best friend. It's one of those bucket list things you got to do. So if you'll indulge me, this is more for our entertainment than yours, but I figured as long as I was putting it together, I'd put it up on the channel. Maybe you get a kick out of it. Maybe you'll learn something about Michigan that you didn't know before. So I hope you enjoy it. So I'm going to take you back in time to July 3rd at Miller Park in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where the adventure begins. Hi everyone, and welcome to Miller Park in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It is July 3rd, and the reason I'm down here today is I'm going to be meeting up with my buddy Joe. And we'll talk about this a little more when he gets here. Ah yes, must do that. Now you see, I was kind of hoping that you'd see the car here, you'd see me in the camera, and you'd bring the car around the other way, but...
Oh shit. I was thinking, okay, I see him talking, I'm not going to cut into the shot.
Oh, that's okay, no, that's okay, I'm actually filming right now. Okay. If I had done it with my Chase card, I might have been able to do something. But yeah, I did it with my bank debit card. So I actually withdrew straight from my checking account through PayPal, so.
The only things that I do straight through my bank account, and I should have thought to tell you this, are companies that I've dealt with before successfully, because then I have less risk.
Yeah.
You know, not that I was, honestly, I had no clue if this would get canceled, but.
Oh yeah, how do you know? So what we're talking about right now is that our original intention was to do this event called the Michigan Mile, which was, it's basically a standing mile shootout. There's an airport in Battle Creek. They were going to shut it down, and then basically it would just be, you start at a dead stop and how fast can you go in a mile, and they time you at the top end, just something fun to do to see how fast your car will go. And we got a notice in early June that somebody was dropping away from the group that runs it, the Michigan Mile, and then 2 days later they said the event was canceled. But they made no mention at all of refunding people's money or when they're going to reschedule this event. So we took this time off and we said we want to go do this, and well, it's not going to happen, but we booked these tickets to go on this ferry across Lake Michigan called the Lake Express. It leaves from here in Milwaukee and it goes across the lake to Muskegon, Michigan, and the tickets were non-refundable. So we said, well, we've got the tickets, we've got the time, let's do something else.
Time for a road trip.
Exactly.
And I figured since I'm getting married now in about 4 weeks, I needed to do one of these last bachelor cruises where I just get away, footloose and fancy free for a few days, enjoy the car, enjoy driving, the camaraderie, and you know, hey, it worked out perfect.
That's what it's going to be. So yeah, we're going to take the ferry across to Muskegon. The idea is to get up to Traverse City tonight or somewhere in that general area. We're going to stop and see some scenes along the way. We brought the golf clubs just in case we decide to hit some balls around. But the main thing is, it's the drive. I mean, I went on my road trip last year and I've got the bug for it now, and I didn't think I'd get to do another one this year. And even though it's only going to be 3 days, it's still a road trip and it's still a part of the country I've never seen.
And I haven't either.
Yeah. Oh, you haven't? I thought you, oh, the way you talked about it, I thought you'd been there before.
Never been through Michigan before.
Okay. Well, this is going to be an adventure.
Uncharted territory.
An adventure for both of us then. We're gonna drive up around the UP. We're gonna go to Traverse City. We're gonna stop in Petoskey. We're thinking about going to Sault Saint Marie, and then from there we'll make our way back down into Wisconsin and back home. And nice little 3-day trip along the 4th of July weekend. What more could you ask for? I think we've made our point.
Indeed.
I think it's time to hit the road, start this adventure.
All right.
All right, let's do it. What was I just it was yesterday. So we get these weekly emails from the VP of the Wisconsin Group for Charter. You know, because we need to be inspired and bumped up to do better than we do.
Yes.
So this week's was about Independence Day, and he talks about, the second sentence talks about how our victory over the British in 1776.
We did beat the British.
I know that. I know that. You know that. Everyone here probably knows that, but he doesn't know that, and he's the VP of Wisconsin. It's like, come on. I almost hit reply on an email that said, actually, the Declaration was drafted. Yeah, it was drafted on July 4th. It didn't reach the king until 6 weeks later, and we didn't win the war until 1783. So actually, you're wrong.
I kind of look at it until after the War of 1812.
Yeah, who has time for details?
Who needs details?
Facts. Psh, all they do is waste time.
Yeah, facts get in the way.
There's a boatload of old minis here. That's what I'm here with.
Aha.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not really a good boatload.
The original Mini.
Yeah, well, plus there's some of them.
Well, you can put a lot of those on the boat.
Well, this past summer, or the past spring, I bumped my garage out 12 feet.
Just to fit.
Who else could park their car? Nobody's
That's right.
any
Close
right.
car cars in there.
Nope. I mean, mine's 16 and change. Yours is 19 and change.
Yes.
We could
Yeah,
put his car in your trunk.
I have 485 horsepower, and you've got
510.
yeah.
I got 34.
Hey, but you only got to lug around 700
again,
pounds.
Power to weight ratio.
I can
Yeah.
drive like a complete and total hooligan.
Wide open throttle.
That's the best part about low horsepower cars is you can keep your foot on the floor all day long.
It's the only car I've ever owned. I can drive it with my foot flat on the floor, rolling through gears as fast as I can, and wave at a cop, and he'll wave back.
Exactly.
We can't do that.
When you have a race in minis, you impede traffic.
Actually, it just
Okay, so here we are at the Lake Express. This is the ferry that's going to take us across Lake Michigan from Milwaukee to Muskegon. It just pulled in and they're unloading the cars right now, and they told us that it's completely full up and this is their busiest day of the year, which I guess kind of makes sense. And they warned us right away that if we get up from our seats, we're probably going to lose them because they're at full capacity, but that's okay. I think I'm going to be doing a lot of walking around anyway, but it looks pretty exciting. I guarantee we're going to have the loudest cars on the ferry.
We will.
Yeah. Okay, we're just leaving the dock right now, and we decided we were going to pull our phones out and have a carrier challenge to see who loses their signal first.
I'm down to 4 dots.
You're down to 4 dots. He's on Verizon.
3G.
I'm on US Cellular. I've got 3 bars still in 3G. Well, my Facebook photo did upload though. This is going to be the ultimate test of my new little windbreaker thing on the mic because it's getting windy.
Oh, I'm back up to 5.
Oh, I'm still at 3. We're moving a lot faster now.
Good thing the water's so calm today.
No, it's very calm. Whoa, did you see that? It was just about to go. Okay, I think I might have to lower it.
That feels like wind at about 25, 30 knots.
Oh yeah. I don't
gotta lean into the wind.
I don't speak in knots.
Yes. We're on water. We can't talk miles per hour.
I have up to 4 bars.
Uh-oh.
4 bars.
I'm still 4 at 3G.
Holy crap.
Well, it's as advertised.
Well, I think I might turn my hat around the right away.
Oh, I'm down to 3.
All right, I still got 4. This is one of the most pointless. This is one of the the most pointless games ever. That's it. Oh God, I'm down to 1. I'm almost down.
No way.
I still got 3. No, I got a new tower. I'm at 3 again.
This is not for the faint of heart.
This is not.
We're going to have a competition to see if we can be the last ones on the sun deck.
We are committed to the most pointless games ever.
That's right. Life is a competition.
That's right.
You don't want to lose.
That's right. Still at 3.
Still at 4.
I think I'm getting that tower over there. You might be too. Oh, look at how fast we're moving in relation to that sailboat. Okay, I'm here with Joe right now, and we're on the ferry still. We're about halfway across. We just had some lunch, just looking up some figures on this ferry. It's amazing. We're traveling at 31 knots right now, which is about 35 and a half miles an hour. They gave us some figures about just what this thing's got. Now, my car's got about 500 horsepower and change. His has got about 480, 490, roughly about 1,000 horsepower combined. This thing has got 4 engines that make 3,000 horsepower each. So that's 12,000 horsepower, pushing us along at 35 miles an hour. That's pretty incredible. The thing is, we're out on the sun deck, and if you're up on top, it is incredibly noisy. The wind, you could just basically try to fall forward and the wind will hold you up. But we're having a pretty good time on this trip, and we're at the point now where we can't see land anywhere, and I've never seen that before, so that's a first for me. So it's pretty cool right now. It's about, what is it, 1:30?
Almost 2 o'clock.
We never came up with a winner in the cell phone game, did we?
We did, no.
I think I'm just going to say that I won because you went roaming before I did.
Yeah, I can live with that.
We'll say that.
I'm still at 2 bars and 1 X though.
I bet you can't go to Google though. Should we even try? I've got absolutely nothing. I just saw a no symbol.
So if I try to Google something?
If you can get to Google, then I'll say you win, because I've got nothing right now.
Oh no, it just went away. Could not activate cellular data network.
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
It's official.
But you know what's funny is someone once told me that these bars actually don't mean anything at all. They're just there to entertain you. So
I'm easily entertained.
Hey, so am I. But anyway, that's what's going on right now. We should be in dock in about another hour and a half, and the weather's beautiful and temps are very nice, and yeah, it's pretty good so far.
Having it fall off, you just stuffed it up and bent it.
Yeah, I told you that's.
Wow, that's neat. I did not think we'd see.
Museum. You're like, no.
Did not think we'd see an old submarine on this trip.
So you got a U.S. one on this side. You can go over to the other side in Chicago and see the U-505 German sub at the Museum of Science and Industry.
How did they get that?
We captured it in World War II. It was the first foreign warship captured by U.S. warships since the War of 1812.
Wow.
They damaged it and kept it from submerging. And the Germans tried to scuttle it, but U.S. Navy personnel got on board and stopped the scuttling before it sunk.
Wow.
So it's now on permanent display at the Museum of Science and Industry.
I'm sure they love that.
And they have video there that you can watch of the capturing of it, because they captured it all on camera.
Oh, nice.
I'd love to be able to do that later on. Kids raise and everything. Get an RV, tow the car around behind it, and just go south when it's wintertime and race. Frank Fox that raced the Great Lakes used to do that. He'd hop in Dakota and he'd just stay in cheap hotels and sleep in the truck and just drive around from drag strip to drag strip. It's just the gas money if you're camping or you're staying in cheap places.
Okay, well, we're on the road. We have left Muskegon. We are now on US 31 heading north toward Manistee. And in Manistee, we're going to get off at US 31 and we're going to take Michigan Highway 28, which runs for the most part, along the lake, up around a point, and then snakes back into Traverse City, and then I think we're going to stop there for the night. So far, I'm pretty happy. US 31 is a nice road. It's well paved, and it's a divided four-way, and you've got trees in between, and there's just trees everywhere. Very woodsy, and I imagine it would be woodsy, and it's not disappointing. Very green. Speed limit 70, and when we don't have to worry about slow cars, we are able to maintain about 77, 78. So that's excellent. That's the kind of speed Joe likes to go, and if it's legal, I like to go. So we're doing pretty good right now. We do need to get Joe's camera set up so we can get some video from his car and get some back and forth going. We'll get that done. We might stop a little bit and do that. All right, so here we are. We got through Manistee, and then we took this Highway 22 that runs up kind of right along the edge of the lake, and it loops all the way around a peninsula and back down to Traverse City. We stopped at this Scenic Outlook right now. It's just got this amazing view of the entire lake, and there's been just one little jet ski with a tube behind it running around the entire lake, and it's basically got the whole lake to itself. There's nothing else out here right now. I can't believe how flat and how blue the water is. It's kind of amazing. This road has been fantastic.
Wonderful curves, lots of elevation changes. Don't get too many opportunities to drive roads like this.
Yeah, twists and turns. It kind of reminds me of the kind of our driftless area back home with Baraboo and the roads we drive on there, except it's a lot greener, a lot more trees.
A whole lot more trees.
Yeah, but it's very cool. So we're going to plan on heading up to, keep heading up this road, and we might stop somewhere along the way, grab some dinner, and ultimately we want to get to Traverse City tonight. Dinner at a place called the Cherry Hut. It was in Beulah, right on US 31. Everything was cherry oriented. They had cherry hamburgers, cherry roast beef, cherry pork ribs, all kinds of little side things, cherry salsa, cherry ketchup, cherry jam, cherry preserves, everything. So we stopped there for dinner because that was something unique and something we wouldn't get back home. So we're heading to the hotel now. It's actually 10 to 9, and the sun is still well in the sky. It's way up there. We probably got another hour of daylight. This is something I figured was going to happen because we're on the western edge of a time zone. So that already adds time to the day, and we're heading north, and the farther north you head, the more daylight you have because because we're on that part of the year right now where the sun's higher to the north. So this is kind of weird. I mean, I'm still on Central Time, so to me it's 7:52, so it's not that big a deal. But it's kind of weird to look at my clock and see 8:52 and still see the sun that high, because back home it would be down by now if it were really 9 o'clock. So that's very cool. A lot of good things happened today. Today was a lot of fun, and I expect this to continue until tomorrow. And the temperatures, low mid-70s, no humidity really. I'm in jeans, I'm perfectly comfortable. It's probably gonna get nice and cool tonight and be another cool day tomorrow. The farther north we head, because we're always planning on being near one of the lakes, it should always be nice and cool. We spent a lot of time at Lake Michigan today and on it. And tomorrow we'll probably see Lake Superior and possibly Lake Huron. So that's 3 of the Great Lakes. And then we'll make our trek west, start making our trek west to get around Michigan so we can head back south on Saturday. I'm loving this territory. I'm loving this geography. This is very cool. We're getting into rolling hills. Kind of reminds me of southwestern Wisconsin. Just a lot more green, a lot more trees. You got hills in Wisconsin, but they're usually grassy. Not so much tree filled. And everything here is a broadleaf too. It's not so much a mix. There's a pine here or there, but it's mostly broadleaves. Wisconsin gives you a nice mix that you don't get here, but it's very, very cool. So glad I'm up here. I'm glad I'm seeing this, because I never knew this was here. I mean, I expected trees and forests just didn't expect him until the UP. So to see him this far down is just, that's very cool.
Mark?
Right here I put an X.
Ah, an X. Okay.
If we were a proper TV show, this would be our mark.
That's true.
Our floor mark. You know what? It just occurred to me. We've had these cars for 4 or 5 years, and we've never done a roll race against each other.
That's true, we haven't.
Should we live dangerously